Hi, everybody. Here we are. We're at WJZZ, the coolest radio station. We are here in the world. We're live on Twitch, Periscope, Facebook, and did I forget? And YouTube. And this is my wonderful guest, Colibri, the artist. But we have somebody very special here is Roger. You want to talk about yourself? Introduce yourself.
Talk about myself.
I just want to say we're on Get Down and Dirty Talking
I forgot. We're on Get Down and Dirty Talking Art. So welcome to our second show. We're still a little green on what we're doing. You're still
Getting Down and Dirty Talking Art.
So we're gonna
conversations about
a little
art.
cheers. A little
cheers.
Yes.
Cheers to the arts.
To
the arts.
That's Zdrowia.
Yeah.
That's the Polish for drink up.
Drink up.
Okay, let me drink up.
So as Debbie said, Debbie LaPlatt, Colibri Harris. We have our first guest. First guest, station owner.
Yes.
Mr. Roger Pennsylvania. Am I saying that right?
You said it right. Thank you.
Right.
Good.
Thank you.
Yeah, so we're so excited.
I had to make one correction, though.
Yes, sir.
Periscope has been changed now. So it's owned by Twitter. Mm-hmm. So they go by this Twitter or Twitter Live.
Oh,
So we have to change all our stuff around
you guys
here.
don't hear that. We're with Twitter Live.
Right. So so Periscope is no more.
No more. Okay. So we're Twitter Live.
Yeah, but anyway, I'm glad to be here. I'm glad to support the arts in any way I can, and I'm glad to be here to give my little opinion about. I don't have much to critique, but I have like some opinions about a lot of
We
stuff.
love your opinion
about Detroit, about the Detroit art world. It's the little bit that I know about it. That's why I hang out with real bona fide artists like you two ladies.
Well, that's what we love about having you on, because you're so raw, and people wouldn't. Well, I know I wouldn't have expected you to be a fan of the arts, and you have a station really geared toward basically creating a cultural hub.
Right.
So Roger, we wanted to ask you, why art? You know what? Yeah. Why?
Okay, so I go by, believe, invest in the old motto, creed, art for art's sake. That's why, just because, but because I know and that it's in the eye of the beholder and how you feel about it and all of that, right? Mm-hmm. The price you get for your creation is whatever somebody's willing to pay for it.
Yeah.
So that's the artificial part of it. But what I like
Let's get down and dirty.
Yeah, I like the aesthetic part. Just what appeals to me. And because I don't think I'm artistic. What I mean is I can't draw, I can't dance, I don't think I act. In the entertainment world, like what I do and what I aspire to do, I'm more in the background. Mm-hmm. So I always have been around creative people and the frontline people who actually create artworks, whether it's song, poetry, fashion, whatever. I admire those type of people. I admire them for what they make and create that I happen to like or understand, but I admire those types of people who kind of like live in their own world, and they
call it marching to your own drum.
Yeah, they think how they want to think, they dress how they want to dress, they live how they want to live, and they are kind of immune to the people and the forces that just don't get them. They like don't really give a damn most of the time. You know, some of them are tortured and end up doing dumbass type of stuff to themselves. You know, like being drug addicts or what have you, killing themselves or whatever, you know, because some of them want fame and fortune so bad. I'd rather kill everybody else for the money instead of kill myself. But that's a whole nother thing, right? Yeah. If I just had to pick a choice, like if I want money that bad, that it's going to come down to somebody has to die for my frustration, then it's probably going to be the other person with the money.
With the money.
Not me. So like, I got to end it all. But no, the answer to the question is really art for art's sake. I don't know what I like until I like it. I don't know who I will like until I meet them.
Yep.
And it's some people, like in my experience, and I'm saying literally all my life, I was born into an artistic family, and my parents had art friends of all different types, and I was exposed to a lot of different stuff because my mother, being an artist, I guess kind of wanted to nudge me in a certain kind of direction or try me out on different things to see what I vibed with. And most of the time it was a flop. I didn't like, for instance, I love jazz now. I like all music, but jazz is my favorite. And I grew up, I mean, I met Yusef Lateef. I was a kid and I knew he was important and I knew he was, I guess, famous or something, but to me he was just another music guy.
Right.
That's at my house.
Can I just interject because you're I just want to, if you don't mind, just kind of giving just a brief bit of your history so people understand why you know all of these famous people so young. You know, because you mentioned that you were connected to the arts, you know, and so people know.
Yeah, I just excuse me. I just assume everybody by now knows, and I'm kind of over the whole thing. But no, it's cool. I got to put everything to put it in context. Okay, so everybody, I'm Roger Penzabene Jr., son of Roger Penzabene Sr., who was a celebrated songwriter and producer at Motown in the founding days of the 60s, where it was just Hitsville, and then they transitioned over to the Motown Corporation building that used to be on Woodward and Fisher Freeway.
Right.
And then my mother was at Golden World Records, was another Detroit record label in the early 70s, and then she also ran a very popular jazz club called the Jazz West. It was right next door to Watts Mozambique, a legendary jazz bar, one of Detroit's many legendary music venues, the Watts Club Mozambique. So the Jazz West was right next door. And so when my mother opened at midnight, so she would manage the Mozambique and then go next door and at midnight and open the Jazz West, and it was a whole totally different type of club through the night.
That's cool.
And so
how long was it open?
From early 73 until she gave it up in like 77, I think. Yeah. So around 77, because I was around 13 or something when she did it. So anyway, you know, and then it was, and then I have other relatives that were in different parts of the art or some kind of way related to the art, you know, and my mother had a lot of celebrity wives and friends and
I'm sure
people like that. And so different people, I either knew them from being at the club because I was there, or they would be at our house hanging out, practicing, whatever, rehearsing, or my mother had lots of parties and stuff like that. So anyway, and I grew up in a neighborhood too that a lot of those people lived close by.
We're in the Boston Edison district.
Yeah. And before that, Pasadena and Livernois. Okay. But in the 70s, it was a totally different place. It was,
that's cool.
Well, you mentioned when you were saying that she tried to nudge you, but it was basically a flop.
Yeah, because I used to go, I don't know if people remember, but I used to go to places like, she enrolled me like in Heritage House and Shrine of the Black Madonna, Langston Hughes Theater. The Langston Hughes Theater was on Livernois, right a couple doors down from the original Shrine of the Black Madonna bookstore. But in the 70s, they used to do a lot of different types of cultural workshops. You know, for instance, people used to come through there like, you know, different Afrocentric people who would teach you about Kwanzaa. It was like at the beginning of Kwanzaa.
That's when it started to come about.
Yeah, and you know, and they had shows like For My People and things like that. So Black consciousness and
like
a lot of black
like
artists. Yeah, you know, but most of my it was mostly music related, but every now and then it'd, you know, be somebody that was a dancer or somebody like, for instance, Lola Falana. I don't know how many people remember or knew Lola Falana, but she was a black dancer, entertainer. She worked a lot in Vegas with Sammy Davis Jr. and Frank Sinatra and all of them. And
so some of the big people.
She was like a sex symbol
Yeah.
at that time. But anyway, she was a friend of my mom, and so when she would come through town, you know, and the actress, my mother went to school with the McGee sisters. They went to Mumford together, so they were like popular actresses that, in the 70s. And then Denise Nichols was an actress who was big in a lot of 70s blaxploitation movies because they couldn't get work in mainstream film, but they all went to Mumford together. So when people were in town, then they would come to a party, or they would be at the club or something like that. But anyway, so and that's how I got exposed to different stuff.
Well, I want to know. Oh, I'm squeaking on the chair. Sorry. I wanted to know, with all of the exposure and everything, because you were saying that you never really got into it personally, but exposed and involved with it.
Right.
What makes it so important, or why expose it to everyone else on the platform that you're doing, on the level
here now?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna make sure I understand. What is my motivation for why I want to showcase art and artists now?
Yeah, I know, for the sake of art, but it got to be more than that, because you can do anything for the money. Why art? Well, why is it important?
I mean, because
for us to get involved in?
I could do anything for the money, and I used to do a lot of stuff. People who know me and know my history, it's just not a secret. You know, nowadays in my middle age, in my sane state of mind and maturity and all that, I need to and have to make a living like everybody else, but I just want to enjoy what I do. So like I said earlier, I like the individualness and the uniqueness, and just like Jim Morrison said, strange people. Yeah. You know, I like strange people. I think maybe I'm strange. That's kind of relative to who's judging or whatever.
You march to your own drummer.
I like people, even if I don't agree with it or understand it. I like if you dare to be different. I like if you live a more libertine type of life, and if you are unapologetic for who you are or who you want to be. Everything, like, I've always been an outlaw. So I have an outlaw spirit. I mean, I kind of squandered a lot of privilege and opportunity and everything that I knew I was wasting or giving up or sacrificing or whatever, but it's because I wanted to do my way, right? So that's like my requiem. When I die, I tell everybody I know, like, play. I have my own soundtrack. And that's like my number one song, because all the lyrics from beginning to end is exactly how I feel and how I felt all my life. You know, like when I first started getting tattoos, right? Only like outcasts and outlaws had, and sailors, you know. And sailors were probably the most respectable people that had tattoos, and sailors are different, right? Anyway.
How old were you when you got your first tattoo?
I think 21 or 22. I was in the Army when I first, at Fort Benning, Georgia. When I first had Sailor Bills, world famous Sailor Bills on the Fort Benning. It was in Columbus, Georgia, because that's an open post. But that was, and then I just kept on.
We have to take a break.
You gotta take a break.
We gotta take a break.
Take the break while I drink.
We're gonna take a drink.
Right back and getting down and
Dirty Talking Art.
On WJZZ Cool TV, the coolest station in the world.
Yeah, and follow us on Facebook,
Twitch, and
YouTube,
and what was the new one?
Twitter. Twitter Live.
Twitter Live.
And if it's not set up yet, forgive me. I got a lot of stuff going on, but I'll take care of everybody.
Okay,
right.
yes. And we're here with Roger, Debbie, and Colibri talking about art.
Yeah.
And Roger's great ability to talk about art.
Well, we were actually just getting into
getting down and dirty talking
art. The tattoos, the art of tattoos.
Yeah, and now I'm when I first got tattoos, right? My mother, grandmother, different people, for lack of a better term, I'll call them respectable people.
Yeah.
They were like, you're gonna regret that, and you're putting that on your body, and your body's a temple, and all this stuff, right?
But you're walking around with
you're gonna be
palette.
sorry. I'm sorry for having tattoos now because every Tom, Dick, and Harry has a tattoo.
Yeah, but they don't have cool ones like
Nah, but
yours.
like all my stuff means something. Like some of the stuff I'm past it now, but it's the same as having a scrapbook or whatever. And a lot of the stuff on me, I earned it. Like blood, sweat, tears.
Oh, I love it.
I earned it, and it was it's what I mean by when I say I earned it, it's the same as if you do something to get an award or a medal or something like that, or like you walk around and you have your rank,
like
your chevrons or whatever. Like that's what I mean. You had to put in work or whatever
to get that.
To accomplish whatever.
It's like you're walking around with all your badges.
It all means something to me. I belong to a couple of fraternities. And so everything on me means something. And but now it's like a fashion thing. It's like the thing to do. So now grandmas get a tattoo just to say I'm a cool grandma. Yeah. And so that's now I was always cool with defiling my body with no regrets. But now it's like I don't want to have tattoos that the little old grandma from Birmingham has the tattoo.
Oh, that is funny.
I don't want to be down with that type of stuff. I'm trying not to cuss too. Did you see that?
Yes.
Yeah, I know. I know I can do it and all of that. We can talk to, but I have other interests and I have to refine myself sometimes. Like I have to. I wear suits and ties.
We know
most
you
of
wear
the
Exactly
time.
what I was gonna say, because I've never. I mean, I see the tattoos on your neck, but anytime I see you, you're always suited up. So when you're sitting here and you guys can't see his shoes, he looks like he's kind of loose, but he still got on dress shoes.
Yeah. I started wearing dress shoes and jeans in the 6th grade.
Yeah.
Well, I never wore jeans back in the 70s when I was in junior high school. It wasn't cool to wear jeans.
Oh, really?
It meant you were like a less than to have jeans. And then in the 80s it was okay because they were designer jeans.
Right.
And it was like Calvin Klein, Sergio Valente, Jordache, Gloria Vanderbilt.
Yeah.
So then that ushered in to make it okay to have. So I grew up with men who wore suits and dressed nice and things like that. And so along with the art, I was groomed and taught to represent yourself in a certain way as a man and do things in a manly kind of way. And so that just stuck with me. And then all the stuff that was getting put into me, I didn't appreciate it at the time. But then like my love for jazz just kicked in one day when I started appreciating women more. And no, seriously. So when I started like giving a damn about courtship and how the woman felt about things and I got old and stuff like that, I couldn't live the same way, and I just all my tastes changed. My food. The only thing that didn't change is my fashion sense, because I like wearing suits and ties and things like that.
Awesome.
And I used to wear them every day. Like when I was a teenager, I played sports and everything in suits, and that was a whole nother thing. I mean, it wasn't just me. That was the frame of mind from the community I came from. So we just
saw the Isley Brothers
did
performing in
stuff
suits.
like you know, like you know, and we all stood on the corner, me and my neighborhood guys, homeboys, if you will. We stood on corners and everything, but we had suits and
Wow.
and
You would never
dress
look.
nice.
Anybody would ever look.
So
think,
we
"Wow,
stood
nice those
we
guys
we,
look."
we stood on the corner. We shot dice. We drank for wine.
Who would ever know? You look at all
but we had dress clothes on.
Yeah.
And so I've been wearing dress shoes, Stacey Adams, Bimby Burks, and Flag Brothers for those who remember Flag Brothers, and Sibley's, and Father and Son. Anyway, all that stuff. But so I always did that stuff. But now I'm a little more leisure, and I have to crawl around on the floors and stuff here and things like that. And I got tired. I've torn up clothes by, you know, trying to hammer a nail or something or carry or move something while I had clothes on. So sometimes now I just
thought
do
you
it.
put on the T-shirt just to show us your tattoos.
That's right.
Nah.
I thought you did. That's right.
No,
I was
you
like,
could-
oh, he wore a shirt.
I was working and actually forgot I was supposed to be a guest.
Well, we
so I had
like
to
it.
just come in like
That's
I am.
right. We love
Well, I
it. 'Cause
appreciate
we love
it.
the
You
tattoos.
right and ready.
That's right. Because the tattoos are such a great form of
Yeah.
art.
But let's get down and
And
talk
dirty, or
about
let's
what
talk-
I hate about the Detroit art scene.
Yes.
Can I do that? That's the reason I want to be here.
Yes.
Well, can we go? Go ahead. I kinda
No, ask
wanted
your
to go-
questions.
Well, I wanted to kind of just go because art is a form that, like you said, with the snooty or just whatever,
Right.
that it's
Fine
not-
art.
with the fine art that is not appreciated.
Right.
So I did want to
Or affordable.
or affordable.
Right.
And I know affordability is relative to what your economic status is. But what I mean by that, I'm talking about the deliberate classism and elitism in the artificial world that certain gallery owners and brokers do on purpose, where your talent is really not what matters.
Right.
Or it's more about where you come from and who you associate with, and how much you know that people can take advantage of you early and making deals with the devil. And for people who don't know and haven't been around it, I don't know how prevalent it is, but it's a casting couch, if you will, in the art world.
Yeah.
You're right, you know.
Yep.
And so
Yeah. So what kind of art do
I
you
do
like?
want to talk about it, but I want to, if you wouldn't mind, I want to talk after the break so we can have more time to really focus on that topic.
yeah.
But I want to spend these last couple minutes, if you can, just wouldn't mind
the
sharing just a
tattoos
few of your
with you?
tattoos.
Yeah.
Because it's a big
That's
deal.
really cool.
Do you have a favorite one?
No.
Well, I like one you have on this corner right
Where?
here on your left arm. I forget what that means.
Where,
but
here?
I've seen that. Yeah, I actually
That's the
seen that
planet
on somebody's
Jupiter.
shoulder.
Oh.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, these are planetary glyphs. So on this arm I have planetary glyphs, and on this arm I have zodiac, astrological glyphs.
Okay.
So and you know, I belong to the world's oldest fraternity.
Okay.
So those who know, and those who, you know, don't know can look it up.
Oh, good.
I'm gonna have to look that up.
About the viewers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Look it up.
Look
You
it
got,
Look it up.
you
You
have
got a
something
job.
to do.
Yeah.
So
Let us know.
I'm a
Comment.
member. I'm a member of. That's one of the organizations.
Okay.
So I said that to say it's a lot of symbolism
Right.
and a lot of reason why I do what I do and why this is placed here, because I like to rend the veil and go through all the worlds,
Whoa.
not just this dimension. You know.
That's fair.
Cool. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
They're fascinating.
That is. That is. I find them
Yeah,
just so
that's my
interesting.
inside. You heard me say it before. I just look this way.
Yeah, I know.
I'm a shaman. I'm a high priest of bullshit.
Yeah, I know that bullshit.
I'm like anti-LaVey. I'm the anti-Pope, but I'm Catholic, and so I love the Pope too. But I've been every religion, I think. Not everyone, but a lot of the mainstream, because I like to, before I condemn something or somebody, I have to like have that experience with it or you, and then I decide how it's gonna be. And so if I get an interest in something, then I indulge it so I can learn it, not what you tell me or not what you want to filter for my understanding or whatever your plot is. I just no, I get in it because I'm not worried about all the spook stuff. You know, I'm not worried about what's going to get on me and buy me. No, I'm straight. I can deal with everything. So, so I've been in a lot of different chambers. And then at the end of the day, I just came back to where I started. I was born. I was born into a Roman Catholic family. So now in my old age, I decided I can't beat them. I'm gonna join them. I got it. I started. I don't want to sell all the way out. So I have an edge, but I had to start thinking about other things, and my values and everything is different now, and I have a different outlook. So, I have my politics and all of that, but it's a place for that. I don't just like all day, every day. Yeah. I want to give a shit about the economy or the future of the United States. Right. I care about the future of the United States as long as I'm alive.
That's right.
After that, it's my son's problem to worry about it and help the rest of the family. Oh, wow. So, That's cool. I'm going to be somewhere else doing something else.
You're going to be over there going,
yeah.
Do you find that for your tattoos, do you find that, because, well, I mean, I'm an artist, so I embrace it, period, but I do feel like that gives an edge. Do you feel like that? And if so, is like for your benefit or?
Do I feel like having tattoos has an edge?
Well, yeah.
At first it did, not now, because Grandma has a tattoo too. Yeah. Well, now it's okay if Grandma to have a tattoo if she used to be a hooker or a stripper or something like that. But even back in them days, they didn't have it. It's just like now, it's like everything else. It's so commercial and so watered down and everything. Like, who cares?
People, even the people that have them, like even though you're suited, you're polished, you have some that you can't hide. And I know there are still a lot of people who even have them but are ashamed to let people know that they have them. They cover them up, especially when you get into business.
Yeah, you have to. I mean, it depends on like the whole business. Right? So I am the president CEO of the Highland Park Chamber of Commerce. Mm-hmm. So I do that too, and it shouldn't be. And that's why I appreciate Google so much. Like Google changed the corporate game. Mm-hmm. It used to just be casual. Friday was pushing the edge. They let you come with some jeans and a T-shirt, on casual Friday, but you still had to do all the rest of the corporate BS. Yeah. But Google was like, we don't care about who you cuddle with. We don't care about your hairstyle. We care about what you know and what you produce. And so that changed the game. And so my chamber, we have seniors, but we have cool seniors. Like our seniors are not crotchety old people. I love it. They bring their experience. And I'm talking about my team, the internal team. Mm-hmm. So it's an all-star team, and we are doing everything we can to revive Highland Park. But I was trying to say, I know that all that old corporate etiquette, and I'm okay with it, and it's a time and place for that. But the world keeps moving. The world doesn't care what the United States is doing. The world doesn't care what the Fortune 500 is doing. Only to what's relative to them. Right. So I have to like be forward thinking. Like if I'm going around this group of people, they may want me to look like this. If I put on my Brooks Brothers outfit, that might turn them off. If I go around business owners who are in the adult industry, which is legitimate, it's a multi-trillion-dollar worldwide business that kind of runs through everything we do. That's right. But it's still shunned upon. Yep. And so, but I have to deal with them, and so I'm just versatile, and so I'm okay with everybody, whatever their thing is, I try to like at least respect it, even if I'm not indulging it. So I switch up. But yeah, the tattoo thing, mine are edgy because most of it is erotic stuff, and you know I like erotic
we know
stuff.
that. Yeah. So
I want you to hold that thought.
Yeah, we got to take a break.
Yeah.
We are here with Roger Pennsylvania and Debbie LaPlatt and Colibri Harris, the artists. We're both artists, and we're at WJZZ Cool Jazz Radio. Cool
I like the way you tried, Debbie. You give it a good old
I
try.
always screw it up. What the hell?
Look over there. There it is.
WJZZ Cool. And we're here
We're brought
on
to you by YouTube, Twitter Live,
Whoa.
Facebook, and I almost said Periscope.
And Twitch.
Twitch.
And we'll be adding some new platforms soon. But just watch. Just
watch
follow and watch. What matters,
comment, share.
pick which platform you like.
Yeah.
And
You
then,
wanna like
and then
us.
watch. If you're on YouTube, subscribe so these ladies can monetize and get some money.
That's right.
But I care about getting the message out. And if you want a show, call me. But
right.
but that's just watch.
And if you're an artist, call us.
Watch how you want to watch. The important thing is the content is out here and it's uncensored and it's what the hosts want to do. So that's what makes me happy. Yeah. So pick which platform you like and go with it.
And we're here at Getting Down and Dirty Talking Art.
Yeah.
All right.
So back to my erotic art.
Yeah.
Well, erotic art, but I was gonna go into.
I don't want to talk about the good stuff. I want to get dirty. But no, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was gonna talk about the politics behind the art. You know,
Oh,
like you were
man,
saying,
like-
Oh, here you go. I love
because
it.
you were saying like we touched a bit on the business.
Yeah.
You know, and I wanted to say as it relates to art because that's still a market where it is kind of nose in the air.
Yeah.
You know, regardless if they're having
Call it the
sex,
snooty
regardless.
It's
if
still,
they're,
yeah. Okay, so I
So-
get you gonna let me loose.
No, let you
Okay.
loose.
Okay.
Go for it, Roger.
All right,
Come on.
so here's my thing, right?
sip.
It applies to every aspect of life. Racism, classism, elitism. And here's the thing, in a lot of our local Joe communities, the ignorance factor, a lot of people mistake bourgeois and elite types of mentalities as racist. But really it's a elitist attitude that you're experiencing. They don't really give a damn what color you are. It's just you're not where they're from. You didn't have the same education or opportunities or the same bloodline or whatever. So you have to like broaden your scope to even understand all the dynamics of prejudice. Racism is in art, in my opinion. You know, it blew my mind that one Basquiat painting, I think to my knowledge, is the highest painting that was ever sold, and then somebody just sold. Well, the first one was the record. I think is this.
Didn't we talk about that?
It was one just went for like what 49 point something million, but it was one that went.
like 100
Yeah, that's
million or something like
yeah,
that,
that's
yeah.
the one that like is the of all times. That's more than Picasso's and Van Gogh's and Monet's and all that. So, and he was a dope fiend, tagger from New York, right? But because Andy Warhol took a shine to him and introduced him to the New York art scene, and because his talent, he did have talent, and so he made it, but he made it posthumously. I mean, he enjoyed a lot of success while he was alive, but all these millions and everything came afterwards. So everybody else is reaping the benefit of his artistry. And then and so that's the artificial world, like what they do. Like, you know, they it's same, you know, they did it and do it in Hollywood. And you know, I like you for whatever reason. I might want to sleep with you. I might want to whatever it is. Maybe we're gay. Maybe we are from some common area. Whatever the thing is.
Right.
I like you, but I don't really want to make Debbie big. Well, you know, it's just artificial world, because at the end of the day, everybody, regardless of what they pay for the art, of any kind, and regardless of where it's shown and how you got to see it or own it, it might be the crappiest thing to me.
Right.
Like, I can name a bunch of artists and a bunch of art, that I would never, I wouldn't want it if you gave it to me. But so that part is subjective, but I'm talking about all the nonsense and BS. Like, I want to create my part, my motivation. I do the broadcasting because it's a door that lets me meet people, and it lets me control my own narrative, and it lets me give opportunity to people who may not be able to afford an opportunity, or maybe what they're going to say or do. Somebody doesn't want it to be seen or heard. I mean, yeah. So I'm just like, let your freak flag fly, and let's do it. And I'm always like on some gangster shit. So
I always know that.
And actually, our next, and I hope he's not offended, but I joke about him being the Suge Knight of my next guest. I actually joke about him being the Suge Knight or the Death Row of the art world, not because of and you actually met him, and not literally, but he moves in a way that that kind of pisses off.
Yeah, it's like if they can't take a joke.
And
fuck
right
'em.
now they're mad at even for Danahan Arts the way that I move. But I'm glad that you touched on showcasing, because there definitely are politics in highlighting one artist.
Yes.
And especially for now, it really is about capitalizing on them. A lot of people don't realize that you can make money as a living artist. You can make money. It's frowned upon because elites don't really want, certain. It's they
Right.
certain ways that they don't want
they have to control the markets of everything.
Right. And right now in the Detroit market, black art is what's popular, and it's popular in Detroit, just like rock and roll, just like
like it's always been. It's just now
Right.
people have to do the PC thing and give a little more shine.
And I like people to, especially if you are an artist, to be aware of what's happening, because a lot of times we'll associate having the need to partner up with that system. Oh, it's East Coast. Oh, it has to be a celebrity. Or it has to be that. And really, they have to come to you. They're coming to you to make money off of you.
Right.
You got the juice. You know.
But I want to just interject this real quick, because I don't think it's like some new age black movement that blackness is popular. I mean, if you go back almost 1,000 years now, the Moors, put art all over Europe.
That's right.
And then if people know the truth about the Medici family, I don't know how white they were, but
it's making money now.
Right.
It's the traditional art market now.
Right. But that's what I'm saying. So I get a little upset. Like, racism exists. It does. It's anti-black. It's anti-white. It's always gonna be somebody that's got a slave mentality, and it's always somebody that's got an oppressive, colonial mentality. So what happens is nowadays throughout history you can't let those people be the majority.
Nope.
So you have to stand up, but you got to stand up for yourself first. You know what I'm saying? So that's just too, in my opinion, and I know this is a whole nother controversy, but it's too much conversation about black and white. Have some green conversation.
Yeah.
Because that changes the landscape, period.
Yeah.
If I don't need you and I don't have to kiss your ass, and I can afford my guns and bombs and my soldiers too, then let's get it on. You know what I'm saying? So let's like have more of a revolutionary mentality, even with your art. So I just I don't want dead those other conversations. It's like the bullshit is bullshit. Like, I'm a Detroiter. I love Detroit. I've been all types of places, and I lived a few other places. But if it's music, I mean, even in like the criminal world, Detroit does something different.
Yep.
They don't too much follow. They just do whatever they're gonna do, and that's what happens, right? So it doesn't matter what it is. It could be nefarious. It could be entertainment, it could be whatever, and it's a different vibe, and you have to be from here. You can
really
you can
understand
transplant here, and then it'll take you about 10 years, and then you can expedite that if you hook up with somebody that actually knows or whatever. And things are kind of slow now compared because we don't have a Detroit underground like we used to with music like techno. When techno, before it evolved to house and all that, it was underground. You know, funk was somebody's basement or backyard trying to like, okay, what we gonna do different in the music world that's not,
Right.
Perry Como and Pat Boone and all that.
Beach Boys
and the Beach Boys. Like, what are we gonna do? Okay, we're gonna give them some funk.
Oh, wow.
And just because you don't know, funk came from being in the old dank basement for days and days, riffing it out, rehearsing, and you don't take baths, and you don't take showers, and then you get funky and stinky, and that's how that
I love
came.
that.
But that's how
that's cool.
that's the etymology and the evolution of the term funk, because they literally
I didn't know
used
that.
to
I
stink.
didn't know that. That's really cool.
Yeah, and you know,
And it
they
all
had
came
they
here
had
from
they had
Detroit.
yeah, most of it.
Yeah.
Like, you know, the jazz scene and everything like that. So my point is the artificial world, the artificial art movement, I wish would stop all over the world. But I only care about home. That's Detroit.
That's right.
So it pisses me off when people with talent that's native here say, I gotta leave, there's no money here. You don't see all these buildings going up all over the place. You don't see new money like Gilbert. I applaud Gilbert. Own all of Detroit. Nobody else gave a damn about it. They sat there for 30 years. Now all of a sudden everybody. Mike Ilitch is the first guy to put his money up.
That's right.
So give him his props. But why be pissed off at Dan Gilbert?
Yeah.
If I had that kind of money, I would do the same thing.
That's right.
We got art money.
Yeah.
I support to keep it here.
So like get in where you fit in,
Right.
and do your thing and create a movement. Like, look, what I'm trying to do, I don't fit in. I don't fit in. I know I don't fit in. I want to fit in some places, and I have to pay the price for decisions I made 30 years ago that still lock me out of certain stuff, right? And image and perception is everything. So I have to be strategic like a chessboard. Okay, they won't let me in, but hey, Colibri, they don't know
that's
you
what
and
I'm
I
saying.
together.
Who is
You
they?
go in.
Yeah.
Like, you made a great point.
They
Detroit
could
is
be
Detroit.
okay. Here's my answer
And
for
they
they.
are coming here to make money off of us.
But here's my-
It's our turn.
But here's my code. They is anybody that's against you. Whatever shade they come in, wherever they came from, here's the way you define who they is, your oppressor, your enemy. If they are against you,
the artist cartel.
that's something I'm trying
You
to
got
do.
the
You let the
artist,
cat
and
out
it
the
doesn't
bag.
matter. I'm sorry.
No, but I was saying, the big announcement. Well, let's get into all this right quick, right? Because it's going to hit the fan. Because it's going to be some people that get pissed off.
Yeah. Tough.
Okay, so listen. Here's the thing with me. This is news flash because we only got a few minutes, right? I was incarcerated once upon a time, right? News flash for those who don't know yet, right? Right? Or you can't look at me and figure it out.
You don't know.
But okay, so once upon a time, I heard about this Detroit Festival of the Arts, and it had all this stuff, and it was back then. I knew it as like Wayne State. It wasn't Midtown. It was Wayne State
Right.
and the cultural district. Some yuppie people were calling it the cultural district, but people were from here called the Cass Corridor.
Right. I know
Right.
Cass Corridor.
So Cass Corridor, Wayne State. If you wanted to give a nomenclature, you was like, hey, I'm down in Cass Corridor. They knew you were down there fucking around somewhere that the Bermuda Triangle. Like, I don't know if I'm going down.
you
there,
can't go down there.
Now it's the happiest place
It is.
in Detroit, and now the houses that Bill Clinton had for the empowerment zone given away for $1 in Cass Corridor, a rat didn't want to live there. Now those Victorian houses are like $400,000
And
up. So
Got me one.
okay,
She
so
knows what-
all is well, right? But do your thing. Like so they won't let me in. But I'm not the kind of guy that like, okay, and walk away. I'm like,
You're
well,
gonna get somebody else to go in.
this to you too, right? Because I have $1.
Yeah.
So my dollar is just as good as your dollar. So I tell you what. Hey, Colibri, I like your art. You wanna be down together? So I'm, real quick. Because I know. So the Detroit. I got out. I was checking out the landscape. So the past 6 years, I've been home. What's happening? I remember WJZZ. I come from a jazz family. It's not around anymore. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a hustler. I'm from Detroit. Well, let me see. Is it still? Let me do the numbers. Is that still viable? Oh yeah, that can still make something. Okay, so is it for sale? Is it up for grabs? Bam. I got it.
You got
That's
it.
mine
You gotta
right
take a
there.
break.
So everybody who supports jazz and all of that, please come. Let's share the wealth. I don't have to have all the money. I don't have to be out front. Nobody has to even know who the hell I am. I care less. I just like the bottom line, and I like to enjoy myself. Right. I get more satisfaction of sitting in a room with jazz artists, especially if they're like of note, legendary people. That's worth more to me personally than the check.
That's right.
Right? So I did that. So the Detroit Festival of Arts, I was having a conversation.
We gotta take a break. Are we good?
No, don't take the break.
Oh, we're not gonna take a break. We got the
I'm making a call.
All right, call.
It's on me because I'm making a point. But anyway, so I was having a conversation with Debbie, and we talked about art and all this stuff and the Detroit Festival of Arts, and I was like, what happened? Because I heard about it while I was locked up, and it was the thing, and what happened? And she was like, I don't know. So, ding, ding, ding.
Yep.
So long story short, we got it. If you want to know how we got it and why, then come talk to us and all of that, right?
Yep.
But, so Debbie and I have it, and now we're trying to invite people who want to support for art. Doesn't matter who the hell Debbie and I are. Yep. It was sitting on this shelf doing nothing. So if you care about the art, if you care about the movement, if you care about creating opportunities for artists, yep, then come and be with us. Come help us. Mm-hmm. But if you want to point your finger and act snooty and all that, then guess what? We don't care because it's ours.
That's right.
Wait for me to die or something like that and get it back. But it's ours. So that's like to surmise that conversation. We're not going to entertain all the hateful, all the doubters and all that. Well, how did you get it? None of your goddamn business. Yeah. Talk to the state of Michigan if you want to know if it's real.
Yeah.
If you want to know how, why, all that, then come and meet me or Debbie or watch us on a show like this. But I would hope that people who really give a damn about art and creating opportunities for artists of all kind, because how we see the festival is if it's art, it's art.
It's art.
It doesn't matter. A little kid could make it.
Right.
Mozart was famous when he was 6. So maybe it's another little painter that's 6. Who knows? Or maybe you might be such a powerful artist or gallery owner, you can say his stuff is worth this much or whatever. Cool, play the game. Yeah. But I'm saying get behind us for Detroit's sake, for our sake, and stop with the nonsense and the hateful crap, or sit over there by yourself and do it. But me personally, I kind of keep note of the people that's against me. Mm-hmm. I'm not a forgiving type of person. So anybody that knows me, I'm not understanding. I'm not forgiving. I'm none of that stuff. So
it's like, just come on board.
My thing, yeah, mine is FU too. But so that's what we're doing. But real quick, what you said about the movement. The bougie thing is cool. The Afro thing is cool. The classic stuff, all that's cool. I like to have a good time. I like to prosper. I like to, be healthy, wealthy, and wise. So, all the talent, all the emerging artists who may be diamonds in the rough, and I mean painting, photos, music, all that. That's why I'm all over the place. I'm creating a movement I hope artists will get behind, because without the artists, and the talent is and the product is nothing.
That's right.
But I want to keep it Detroit.
Yep.
So I'm putting it on the record because Colibri put it out there. I'm putting it on the record.
Yep.
I have a movement. It's called Detroit Artist Cartel. The cartel is a play on words. We all know the definition of truth. What a cartel is, they control a market share. I hope that I can take unknown artists. I hope I can take urban artists or whatever the code word is you prefer. And I hope I can take all these freaks and weirdos and insane thoughts and everything, and we create a movement where we go into our holes and caves and houses and basements and everything, and we create music, we create poetry, we create fashion,
Anything.
whatever it is that comes to mind and heart, and then we put it out on the open market to sell so we can live.
Yep.
And then we give it away to those we love and admire and all
That's
of that,
right.
and we put it on street corners. And so let's do that.
Let's
Do that. If you want to put murals up, be polite and talk to the mayor and the city council and all them. And then if they don't want to do it, then do it anyway.
That's right.
Right?
Do it at night when nobody's around.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying no. What I'm saying is you don't have
No,
to
I
be
mean, yeah.
clandestine.
Yeah.
It's like at the end of the day, why are you mad? You should be mad that this building been an eyesore sitting here for 30 years and doing nothing. So why are you mad if somebody wants to beautify it? And it's subjective if it's graffiti or whatever. So no, you don't want to put up hate speech or nothing
No,
like that.
yeah.
But I'm saying get some muscle. Nobody's going to give you anything.
Unless you go.
So yeah, follow the proper channels. Ask the first time nicely and cut people in. It's got to be something in it for everybody. But anyway, the Detroit Artist Cartel, it's an edge. I don't want to play it safe artist. I don't want to be associated with the people who want to kiss ass and tap dance and be a good house boy.
That's not
or
Detroit.
That's not
or
Detroit.
you want to, like, you're going to spread your legs to get what you want. If that's your thing, do it. I'm saying I want to roll with people who like have the attitude that I'm gonna do it one way or the other. So we can do it this easy way,
Or we can do it the
or
hard
we're gonna do it the hard way. The hard way, as I see it in the art and entertainment world, is if people who know, again, I had one of the biggest rave operations in Detroit history, and most of the world didn't know what a rave was. Now DJs get $100,000 to travel to exotic places and to play the music that they used to play with me in an abandoned building with a generator or jumping the power off the pole underground.
That's
Right?
cool.
So I did all that when nobody knew what it was, because I learned about it in New York and brought it back to Detroit and then put Detroit stuff on it, and it became a whole nother thing. But it's always a way to facilitate what you want to do. So I can't we only got 2 minutes, but anyway,
Oh, darn.
Detroit Artist Cartel is the movement. Contact me, contact Debbie, contact Colibri. And I invite these two ladies because there's no age, there's no color, there's no economic. It's like whatever you got talent-wise, let's get together, pool our resources,
Let's do it.
and make something happen. And all you artists out there are welcome to come and be here in some capacity to learn. If you want to intern, if you want to hang out, we're getting ready to jump off the backyard boogie for this
Yeah.
year. So every music person, come on and hang out.
We're gonna have
We never
vendors,
have enough time.
artists,
So I'm going to shut up so you can close out your show.
All right.
Yeah, it's perfect what you're saying. I just wanted to say the dates for the Backyard Boogie
When does it
and the
start?
official announcement for Detroit Festival of Arts.
Okay, so Backyard Boogie Jump Off is right here at 19730 Ralston, home of all this, what we're doing here now, a.k.a. the mothership. We do it in the backyard. Just pull up starting Sunday the 25th of April from 3 until 9.
Bring your chair.
Bring a chair and whatever else.
No
We're not
sugar.
going to check your purse and your pockets. Just don't bring weapons. Whatever
That's right.
else you got in your pockets,
Enjoy.
it.
That's right.
And for the Detroit Festival of the Arts, we're in negotiation now to secure a site. It's a prestigious site. We hope all goes well. And nonetheless, we want to do a micro festival. It won't be the traditional 3-day festival, but we just want to plant the seed to let everybody know it's back and hopefully to attract some patronage from the corporations or the rich people who love art and love Detroit. And we are open minds, so we don't have to drive the car. You can come drive the car and advise us and tell us how to do it. But anyway, and we'll put stuff on the website. And so I have to be the boss thing around here. So you all say your goodbye until the next
We
one.
want to thank everybody for being here. Thank you, Roger, so much. We can sit here and talk another 3 hours. Thank you, Colibri. We're here at WJZZ Detroit Jazz Radio, the coolest radio in the world.
And thank you guys for tuning in.
Yes.
Chilling with us on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter Live, and Twitch.
And we'll be here next week.
Like,
Live.
subscribe, and share.
With more artists. Please